welcome back to my channel. My name is T and I love all things skin and beauty, and today we have a part 2 of playing with the new Mcgrath Gilded Nirvana Mega Mothership palette and playing with the new Hourglass powders as well from their new holiday collection. Now I might throw in some old palettes in the mix, because if you watch part 1, which should be already up, the bronzer didn't really do so well with me. It didn't show up as I would like it to. So just FYI. So if you are excited to see, like, you know, continuation of playing with these products and the look that I'm gonna come up with, then keep on watching. Let's get into this. Get ready with me. So I already went in with my La Base Pro primer from LANCOME, and now this is just the Teint Idole Ultra Wear concealer. I have this in so many shades, and this is kind of my go-to like shade when I don't want to put any foundation on, and so I'll just like use 460 as a way to even out my skin tone. And right now I'm going in with the Sigma brush. This is F43. It's actually a soft angled cheek brush, but it's also a great foundation brush when you want to get in to certain areas that you're not able to get into. Make sure everything is blended out, and then we can move on. So it just creates that even complexion. Yeah, this is one of my go-to ways when I need like a quick and easy base. I think for now what I'm going to do is I'm going to move on to a lighter shade in the same concealer. This is in, let me see if I can find a lighter shade. All right, since I am also going to put powder under my under eyes, I'm going to go in with the Care Glow one. This is in 450W, and this should most likely help because I'm trying a new powder today. We're gonna also be trying the Tower 28 powder. I mean, I don't know. I've heard some mixed reviews about it, so we're just gonna try it out ourselves. Go in with this BK beauty brush. This is the Nikki La Rose brush in 14. Also got the new collection. This is in the Ode collection. I'm just gonna lightly tap it in. Also, since this concealer might be a little bit too bright, I picked a much warmer shade for concealer. So we'll see if this works out, because I don't know. I heard some mixed reviews, so we'll see. And let me also put some setting spray on this brush, just because one, I'm not y'all know what I'm about to get into. There we go. All right, cool. All right. So while that is, you know, setting in, doing its thing with the setting spray, we're just going to talk about this powder. This is the GetSet powder from Tower 28. I got the one in honey. And it has 12-month shelf life, and it's made in Korea. We'll see how this powder is looking. So this is what the shade looks like. Don't like that there's not a mirror here. Don't like that. But yeah, this is what the powder is looking like, and we're just going to use, this is the BK Beauty brush and the Nikki La Rose brush, and in 17. Woo, it's very, very powdery. Very, very powdery. Like just a light tap and automatically. So, ooh, we'll see. Let's just do it. Let's just do it. Okay, wait a minute. I think what will really show that a powder is like really good is the lasting powder, especially for, you know, those who wear glasses like me, and the time that it takes for it to, you know, crease, the concealer to crease. So we'll see. And one of the ways to really prove that something works is applying it how you would normally apply it, like your step by step. Like I still set my concealer with setting spray. I use more of a hydrating concealer for the under eye, just because this is, you know, a new powder. This is what I would normally do anyways. And so far the color is pretty good. I mean, it's doing its thing. We'll see how it does throughout the day. Not sure if it'll be like, you know, those who have textured skin, because like I don't have that much texture around these areas. But so far so good. The only thing is that like I don't think it's blurring or anything like that, which is fine. Not all powders is going to be blurring, but I'm going to play around with this some more. Now I'm going to go in with my setting powder. I also got the new Fenty Beauty powders that they came out with. I got it in cinnamon. I don't know if this is a reformulation, but it is the super fine blurring setting powder in cinnamon. So I'm gonna use this all over. Okay, so far I'm liking how the packaging looks so far. So let's see. So I think you can also open this if you wanted to get more powder out, which is nice. Like I think you can lift the top part out. I'm not gonna do it because I don't want powder to go everywhere, but you can also do that if you want more powder. One thing for sure is that automatically you might want to take that out actually, because there are little tiny holes here, not big enough to get the whole powder out. So maybe they knew that that would be the case and had this as an option. I mean, it's a nice powder, but you have to bang it to like get it out. So every time I have to do that, I'm like pausing it because it's just, I know my mic's gonna pick that up. But overall, the powder is pretty good. It's very fine. Like, this is a good powder. I don't see any texture showing up. It's just the they gotta, I don't know, it's just you don't even get a lot of powder. And like, maybe it was like feedback that they took for the new powder, because the old one, like that, the powder comes out in that one. Like, the powder definitely comes out in that one. So you got to be very, very careful. So maybe that's probably the reason why. I don't know. But overall, I like the new Fenty Beauty loose powder for sure. The super fine one is very nice. Moving on. Now we can play with the new Hourglass palette, which is the Fox one that I got. And this time I'm gonna go in with this shade here, the blush shade, which is in Canyon Heat. The only repeated shade is number 2, the marble shade. That's probably not gonna work on me. That'll probably be more of like a brightening shade or like a highlighter shade. But that's the thing when, you know, you get some of these palettes. There's gonna be a few things, like a few colors you're going to be able to like use, and then, you know, it's just how it is when it comes to face palettes, you know. So I already told y'all that the bronzer did not work on me, so I'm looking for, I'll probably use this brush here. This is the BK Beauty and Angie Hot and Flashy brush in A507. And we're gonna try this bronzer again. We're just gonna try this bronzer again and just see. See, I'm taking enough, okay? So let's see. Like it's still a no for me with this bronzer, but I'm giving it a try. I'm giving it a try again, and still it's not bronzing enough for me. I also noticed that it does have these like it's like a nice soft glow to it, because it's a little bit more marble. If you notice, like this has a marble to it, so maybe that could be the reason why it's throwing it off, or I don't know. But all I know is that it's not showing up. It's not showing up. So let me go in with I have my Tiger palette, I have the Lily one, and I have my Snake one. Let's see what bronzer the Snake had. So, remember this? Yep. So, this is the bronzer that they had right here. And this is Solar Bronze, okay? I'm gonna just go on top of it because it ain't showing, so it wouldn't matter. Okay. I don't know Hourglass uses bronzers, but it's showing up more though. It's just like when you have a good bronzer that's like really gonna like bronze, then that is a win for all of us. But it is showing up a lot more. It is showing up a lot more. Yep. Like, you probably can't really see too much because of my lights. Let me see if I can turn this one off. Maybe you guys will see it a little bit. It has a glow to it, by the way. Maybe it's not as helpful with the lights off, but just know that it's showing up. Like, it's definitely better than the new bronzer and the Fox palette. Now, that being said, the only shade close enough for me to use as a bronzer, again, is in the Tiger palette. And it is actually a finishing powder. So, I'm like, at this point, why not? Why not, right? Let me just... like, it... like, I don't know, like, why they just don't have good bronzers. Like, I don't get it. Like, I just don't get it. Like, why do their bronzers just suck for deeper skin tones? Just, I don't know. Again, they are a big brand and they have the resources. If they wanted to make a bronzer that actually showed up, a bronzer where you can build it up and it still shows up on different deeper skin tones, maybe it won't like, obviously we're not gonna get everything. Like, it probably won't show up on like the deepest skin tone. Like, let's be for real here. We're talking about Hourglass here. I'm just saying it. Yeah. I mean, I like the other shades that are in the Fox palette, so let's just move on to let's just it's just you know, when you're rooting for a brand to like make a come up and they just miss the mark, it's just like, ugh. Like, I don't know. Trying to find a brush to use. This is the F48. It's the soft coverage brush, and we're just gonna go in with that orange shade in the Fox palette, the blush shade here. This is Canyon Heat, and we're just again, if they show as much attention that they show for their blushes as they do, then, you know, like for their bronzers, like we will have bronzers that we can actually use. I'm just saying. This is more of like, not really liking this blush here. Yeah, let me see. Yeah, I don't know. Like I don't really see it. I don't really see it on my face. Yeah, I don't. Do y'all see it? Let me know if y'all see it. Let me turn this other light off. You guys see? I see nothing but sheen. I see nothing but like shine. That's all I see. I don't see the orange or like the blush color on. Like I don't. Like I see it maybe at the top parts right here, but interesting. All right, I'm going to again go in with one of my old palettes. I believe we had like an orange. Is this it? This is Desert Flush. Number 2 is Desert Flush. This one is in the Lily palette. So we have this one right here. Yeah. I'm trying to, again, thinking positive here. Trying to think positive. We're going to go in with this blush here. And let's see if that changes anything. I just... Nope. Like, it just highlights your cheekbones. Like, I'm gonna go in with this shade. Why not? Why not go in with this shade? One of your like highlighter shades. This is in the shade. Is it Rose Strobe? 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, it's a highlighter, Radiant Rose Strobe Light. it's just, yeah, it's just, this ain't going well for Hourglass. Like, it's not. It is not. It's like, dang, man. Like, oh my God. Most of these you could probably use as like a blush topper for like a blush that you know, like, I don't know. And then you have this one here too, and the Tiger palette. This is Blush and Burnish Glow. I'm just going to be very, very dewy and very, very glittery at this point because yeah, this has a lot more shine to it and a lot more color to it. For sure. But like, again, you don't even see it. And it's like their powders are hard to catch on camera, and like with the lighting, it's supposed to reflect, you know, the lighting at like a studio. It's supposed to like give you that flush of a glow from within, and their powders are very fine and very hard to swatch because of that reason. But it's supposed to reflect different lights, like different lighting. That's pretty much the theme of Hourglass ambient lighting palettes. Ambient lighting. But they gotta work more with the deeper side of their palettes. Just saying. I mean, you could still see, like, I can see it more when I used the color in the Tiger palette. Like this one right here, that one shows up. It's just the shine is very like bam in your face. Like the but you can still see a lot more in person. Like, you know. But again, moving on. We're just gonna move on. I'm just glad like I just stuck to getting just like one palette, which is deep, because I already know that other palette was not gonna show up. Like, it's just not the medium. Not the medium. All right, so now we're gonna play with the Pat McGrath Gilded Nirvana palette now. I'm gonna go in with that brown shade. I know I said in the previous video that I didn't really like that shade, but I kind of want to do kind of like a spotlight type of look, or like a halo look. So I'm gonna put this whole shade all over my eyelid. Still don't like that you can still see the particles. Tigress is on my bed. I was like, what is that noise behind me? So far, it blends really well. It's just, again, the shimmers. Like, it's not like a true matte in my eyes, because you can, like, it still has the glitter sparkles. It still has the glitter sparkles stuck. It's like stuck there. Like, you can't get rid of it. Like, it's there. It is what it is. But if you like that one and done look with this shade, this is actually pretty good. It's actually pretty nice. All right, now I kind of want to either go in, we're going to go in with, what shade is this? This is Golden Lurex, these names. It is this shade here we're gonna go into. So before I do that, let me put on my primer, and then we're just gonna get started with that shade. What I like about Pat McGrath's formula is that there's thought into it still. Like, you know, for like pretty much anyone can probably use a Pat McGrath's formula to get that one and done look. Like, it's quick and easy. At least to me, her formula is very easy to use. One of my favorite formulas. And just look at that. That is gorgeous. Like, it is absolutely stunning. Like, I'm hoping that I'm not washing it out too much. Let me see if I can lower my lights down a bit. But it's just so, like, gorgeous. Like, oh my god. Like, the look is pretty much done, and that didn't take that long. I'm gonna use the same brush I use. I'm not gonna dip into the brown shade. I'm just gonna use whatever is left off on this brush, just to even it out a bit. Where I put the shimmer, this little special shade, which is absolutely gorgeous, absolutely stunning. And now I'm going to take some more of the brown matte shade and to just drag it out like so. And then I'm gonna go in with a little tiny brush, and I'm thinking about using one of these shades in like in the inner corner here. I'm thinking maybe I should go in with the shade that's next to the pink matte, a platinum bronze. I'm just gonna take a little bit of that and just put in the inner corner here. Get like a little mini type of inner corner here. Shine. It's just like her formulas are so spectacular. Like, this color story and the shades that were picked out are like just gorgeous. And I'm pretty much done. That look was so quick and easy. That's why I love eye looks like this. Also love the Pat McGrath formula. It's just stunning. So the brown shade is warming up to me.
That's a nice little one and done kind of shade too, because it's still pretty. It's just not a true matte. If you want to deepen up the look and you want just like a true matte, that's not gonna work for you. But if you have an eyeshadow palette collection like me, you can find another matte in your collection to use that is a true brown matte shade, or whatever shade that you're looking for, because it only comes with 2 mattes. Alright, her mascara is on, you already know. LANCOME Lash Idole. And we're gonna move on to the lips and close out this video. Okay, for the lips, I went in with my Juvia's Place Luxe Lip Liner in Espresso. And I went in with the Sephora lipstick, the Lacquer Shine lipstick and Light Pause. And this is the lip for today. Now, y'all already know that I like the new Pat McGrath palette. It's easy to travel with. It's very small. It's very luxe. It's something that a lot of us fans of Pat McGrath and her artistry and her catalog were hoping for, to bring some of that luxe quality back into, you know, the mega ships, because when we first got the mega ships, it was kind of like cardboard, not too fancy. And then, you know, going into this, especially in addition to having more like special shades in here, really helped this out a lot with this new launch. Because before, we didn't really have that much like special shades with the mega motherships. We had like mostly like, you know, shimmers and satins and some mattes, but it wasn't as special as these shades that we have now in this palette. And in my opinion, I think, you know, the price point is pretty good. I'm not sure about the other stuff that's included in this collection, like the accessories and all that stuff. Like, it honestly kind of looked tacky for me with all that gold. And don't get me started with that camera that they have up for this collection that is like, is it $1,000 or $650? Like, and most of the stuff is sold out. Like, I was only interested in the palette. I wasn't getting anything else. I was only interested in this palette, and that's it. I didn't even look at the other stuff. I was like, okay, palette, check out. That's it. Now for the Hourglass stuff, you already know they have to do better with the bronzer section of the palette, and some of the blushes also don't really show up much when it comes down to, you know, I wish they wouldn't add orange type of shades if they can't do it justice, because it's not really going to show up on most deep skin tones for this to be the deep shade. Like, it's like, come on now, it's getting ridiculous, you know. Like, I think the best blush that's in this is the Amethyst Haze. It's the only one that actually really showed up on me. If they can honestly turn maybe the orange shade here into this type of formula, then maybe it'll show up more, I think. But it's just, I think it has something to do with like the tone of it, because I'm gonna be for real for you, it's similar to like, you know, a brown orange type of shade, you know, so it's not really going to show up. And then with like the whole like shine, you know, their particles when it comes down to like some of their powders are very, very shiny. Not too shiny where it's like, oh my god, but it's the theme of the ambient lighting palettes to, you know, show different parts of lighting and in the studio and things like that. And yeah, it makes sense if the colors actually showed up on something that is supposed to be advertised as for deeper skin tones. So that's my only thing. Most of these shades are not going to be usable in my opinion, which is the downside of when you're buying a face palette, especially from Hourglass. You're going to get some duds where like you're not going to be able to use some of the shades, but you can use it in different ways than what is actually advertised for each shade to look like. So for the finishing powder and the elephant palette, is it the elephant palette? It's no, the tiger palette. I was able to use that as like more of a bronzer shade, even though it's on the cooling side. That's pretty much the deepest shade that they have that's at least close enough to be a bronzer, even though it's a finishing powder. That being said, yeah, I think I'm most likely going to use Amethyst, the highlighting shade, which is here, and this finishing powder, because I liked how this finishing powder looked like on my skin tone. But other than that, the rest of the shades are duds to me. I might figure out a way to like use them differently than what it's advertised or what it's for. But it is what it is. But I have an Hourglass collection, so I can pick and choose whichever colors that I want. I can mix and match within the the palettes to save a look. And I know I put like so many powders on me, so many like Hourglass powders, and it is what it is. Like I'm just letting y'all know that way. Like if you're interested in getting your, especially if it's your first time thinking about getting an Hourglass palette, the deep palettes are a hit and miss when it comes to their holiday collections. That's all that I can really say here. Next, we're gonna talk about the powders that I use. The Tower 28 powder is pretty good. I was wary because I heard some mixed reviews about this powder, but like as like an under eye powder, I think this works out great for me. Also, I don't really have that much texture underneath my under eyes, so I think I can get away with using this powder. Now the Fenty Beauty powder, and the superfine one. I think once it you start to use it more, eventually more of the powder will show up. Like when it comes out of the packaging. I think it was a little too tiny for it to show up, so I kept on like begging to like get like the powder out and making too much noise. So I also think that they did take some feedback, because at least for my Fenty Beauty powder, like the old one, like the powder just came out like too much. Like it was just too much. It was like a mess, really, and sometimes a pain to even use it because of the fact that so much of the powder already came out from the packaging. That being said, I actually like how this powder is. It's super fine. It's not powdery at all. It like melts into the skin. It is definitely a perfect powder to use. It's just the packaging. It's just the packaging. If y'all added, just made the holes a little bit bigger, like a little, then like we would have been in business. But again, you can just bang it to get it out and onto the top, and you're pretty much good to go either way. It's just the thing that I wanted to note out. Now, I think that's pretty much it. So I'm going to spritz my face with the Danessa Myrrh setting spray that I absolutely adore and love. And honestly, I'm just hoping that it takes some of the powderness off. But so far, I've been liking that setting spray too. Like the more that you're wearing it, and the more throughout the day, like you think that your foundation is, or like the oils are peeking through, but then it works throughout the day to get rid of the oils that are like coming in. Like, I don't know how to explain it. Like this technology, this innovation that Danessa Myricks is doing for her brand is top tier. Like, I absolutely adore the Danessa Myricks brand, and we're also going to try out more of her color fix sticks. Like, it's upcoming. Like, I'm trying to get through some of the stuff that I already have, but yeah, these are my thoughts. This is just me, really, like, you know, it's not like one size fits all, like when it comes down to like reviewing some of the products. It's just my, you know, opinion on how, you know, I feel when I do use these products, and you could take it with a grain of salt. You know, it is what it is, but other than that, I had fun playing with these products today. So again, my name is T. I love all things skin and beauty, and thank you so much for staying with me and watching my Get Ready with me. Remember to love yourself, be kind to yourself, and love your skin, and have an amazing day. Bye.